With Disney's latest family-friendly animated adventure Encanto on the way, we thought we would take a look at everything you need to know about the movie in preparation for its release. We'll go over what the movie's about, who's in it, when the movie will be out, the inspiration behind the project, and which legend will be providing the movie's soundtrack. Let's dive right in. So let's start off by talking about what the film is actually about. The animated fantasy feature follows the Madrigal family, an extraordinary group who live hidden in the Colombian mountains in their enchanted home of Encanto. The magic of Encanto means that all of the family members hold some sort of ability or unique gift, all except for the movie's protagonist, Mirabel, who is understandably frustrated that she's the only member of her family without magical powers. However, as danger looms, Mirabel must go on a quest to save her family and her home as the magic of Encanto begins to dwindle and her home falls apart.
Thanks?
On paper, this does seem like a typical House of Mouse underdog story, and I wouldn't be all too surprised if Mirabel learns of her true powers or they blossom along the way. But we'll have to wait and see. Either way, it'll be interesting to see how her non-magical character will contrast with her powerful family members. While some recent Disney outings like Raya and the Last Dragon have opted to leave out the big musical numbers, Encanto will return to the studio's musical roots with Lin-Manuel Miranda, who worked on the music for Moana, and Jermaine Franco, who helped produce the Coco soundtrack, providing the music for this movie. And I am personally hoping that this means we get another banger like How Far I'll Go. I mean, seriously, who doesn't love belting that number out? The movie's been in development since 2016, with Miranda saying that he and the movie's co-director, Byron Howard, were approached by the, at the time, Chief Creative Officer of Walt Disney Animation Studios, John Lasseter, for the project. While the magical home of Encanto will obviously lean on the more fantastical side, the movie's producer, Clark Spencer, made sure to note that the movie promises to be an accurate representation of the country and of Colombian culture. They even worked alongside the Colombian Cultural Trust, and Spencer cited that working with them was a crucial part of the filmmaking process. Tonally, the movie will be a typical Disney flick, with there being a distinct blend of comedy, music, and fantasy, and will work well alongside other movies under the company's umbrella like Zootopia, Frozen, and Raya and the Last Dragon. In terms of animation style, Encanto will continue to use the visceral 3D animation implemented in their more recent works, although to pay homage to Colombia, Encanto promises to be even more eye-catching and vibrant than any movie they've done before. But the thing that influenced the animation the most was the dancing and the movement of the characters. The movie's co-director Byron Howard stated that what's really interesting is that music, dance, movement all overlap in a really unusual way. When you hear our Colombian dance captain talk to the animators, she sounds like an animation mentor. Thematically and story-wise, the movie does look like it'll be similar to Moana, with the movie following a strong female protagonist on a journey to save her home, with there being colorful animal sidekicks, action, adventure, and magic along the way. So that's what the movie will be about, but who's in it exactly? And who are the creative minds that brought this movie to life? Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Stephanie Beatriz will be providing the voice for Mirabel, while other members of the cast include John Leguizamo, Maria Cecilia Botero, Diane Guerrero, Jessica Darrow, Ravi Cabot-Conyers, Angie Cepeda, Wilmer Valderrama, Carolina Gaitan, Mauro Castillo, Adasa, and Renzi Feliz. As we mentioned, Hamilton's Lin-Manuel Miranda worked on the music for the movie and was given a writing credit due to the narrative significance of his songs. However, the main writers for the movie are Jared Bush, who worked on Moana, Big Hero 6, and Zootopia, and Charisse Castro-Smith, who worked on Raya and the Last Dragon and The Haunting of Hill House, which makes for quite the diverse resume. And they'll also serve as the movie's directors, alongside Tangled and Bolt's director Byron Howard. So that's what the movie is about, and who's in it. But when and how can we actually see the gosh darn thing, I hear you say? Well, first of all, in the words of Captain America,
language.
And second, as you know, Disney have released their movies differently each time recently given the global pandemic, with some going straight to Disney Plus, either for free or with premiere access, some getting both a cinematic and home release, and others just playing in theaters alone. Encanto will be getting a global release exclusively in theaters. Don't tell Scarlett. The movie will be released on November 24th of this year in the US, the UK, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Ireland, and a few others, while countries such as Australia, Argentina, Japan, Portugal, and Spain will have to wait an extra day. However, if you're still not comfortable going to the theaters, you don't have to wait all that long for the movie to be available to watch at home, with Disney giving Encanto to us as a little early Christmas present, with it set to be on Disney Plus on November 24th, 30 days after its theatrical release. Before we go, back on the music again, with the Moana soundtrack being filled with some instant classics, we're expecting more of the same with Encanto, with Lin-Manuel Miranda creating 8 original songs in both Spanish and English for the movie. I wonder if they'll have some Hamilton-style foreshadowing in there.